Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video. In this video, I'm going to show you this sparkly purple smoky eyeliner makeup tutorial. I love how this turned out and it's going to look so beautiful on all eye colors. So the first thing I'm going to do is prime the eyelids. I'm using the MAC Cosmetics paint pot in the color Soft Ochre. And I'm just blending this all over the eyelid. This will remove the redness and will make sure that my eyeshadow will stay flawless all day. So then after that, I use the light color underneath the brow just to give it a little bit of a nice highlight. This is optional. I personally really like it, but you don't have to do this, but I just really like it. Then I used some brow gel. I always do this after using powder underneath the brow, so the brow powder doesn't get stick like into my brow hairs. And then I apply the eyeshadow guard. If you don't have those at home, you can also use some regular sticky tape. That will work as well. It's gonna use the Glaminatrix Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. Such a cute, beautiful palette. I'll put the name of the palette in the description bar, and I'm just gonna start with this super light color. I'm just gonna blend this all over my crease. It is a very light color, so once I started blending, I was like, okay, maybe it's a little bit too light. So I had to go in with a darker shade, but it's a nice light color to start with as your transition. Then I'm gonna go in with the color Cherish, which is more like a little bit of a darker purple color. And I'm gonna blend this out in my crease as well, going from the inner corner to the outer corner. But I always like to start at the outer part, and then whatever's left on my brush, I'm gonna blend it more towards the middle part of the crease and more towards the inner corner of the crease. But just take your time with this. I always like to start with a little bit and then just add more and more and just slowly build up the color payoff. Then now next I'm going to go in with this eyeshadow, which is also from Glaminatrix. It's a really beautiful color, as you can see. The pigmentation is so freaking gorgeous. I will put the name of this eyeshadow in the description bar. But I'm just using my finger to apply this all over the eyelid. I applied a few layers to make it as sparkly and pigmented as possible. But I just love this color. I think it's so gorgeous. And then I used a flat eyeshadow brush to blend it a little bit more out around the edges to make sure that it nicely blends into the matte eyeshadow. And then I just added another layer to really make sure that I had most color payoff of this eyeshadow. Then I'm going to go in with this darker purple color and I'm going to blend this along the lash line. So I'm kind of following the lash line and then into like the eyeshadow guard. I'm keeping this as a guide to kind of smudge it out. It's really easy because when I remove the eyeshadow guard, it will leave me with a super sharp edge. So I don't really have to worry about like blending really carefully. Then after using that purple shade, I went in with the Sigma Beauty Wicked Eyeliner and I started with creating like a simple line above the lash line, and then I'm gonna just drag it a little bit further, how you would normally like if you would do like a wing liner, if you know what I mean. So again, I'm using the eyeshadow guard as a guide. I can just create that line right along it, and the eyeshadow guard will make sure that once I remove it, it will look super sharp. Then on top of that, I went in with a little bit of black eyeshadow and also a combination of that dark purple that I just used earlier. And I'm just kind of going back and forth with a little bit of black eyeshadow and a little bit of that purple shadow until I was happy with how it was looking. If you feel like the edges are too dark, you need to go in with a lighter color to make the edges more softer. But if you feel like everything looks too light, you can go in with dark. But just make sure that you don't apply too much, because once you have applied too much of the black, it's harder to blend it out. So I would just suggest to not go in with too much product right away. So I'm just trying to make sure that the transition looks as nice and blended out as possible. And I think so far it already looks quite good. Then I removed the eyeshadow guard and you can see how good that looks. Like, it looks super clean. I am going in with a little bit of concealer just to make sure that it looks as clean as possible, because I do feel like the eyeshadow guards kind of rip off a bit of the foundation around your eye or concealer, whatever you're using in that area. So I always like to go back in with a little bit of concealer. Then I went in with the Aqua Resist color pencil from Makeupforever in the color Graphite, which is a really nice black pencil. It's one of my favorite black pencils actually. So I'm using this for the waterline to make it nice and smoky. And then I used some black eyeshadow for underneath the lower lash line to make it even more smoky. So I always like to use a flat brush and I apply the black eyeshadow underneath the lash line and then also slightly on top of the waterline to make the pencil in my waterline also more long lasting. If you do wear contacts, you want to maybe be a bit careful with this because you don't want to get the powder in your eyes, but I'm sure you guys know how to do this. So then I used a little bit of this purple color, same colors as I used for my eyelids. I wanted to keep everything in the same color undertone, and then I used the color Romantic. And I popped a little bit of that in the inner corner, and I'm just obsessed with that eyeshadow color on the eyelid. So beautiful. I love the combination of the color on the eyelid with that smoky eyeliner. I just really like it, and I'm curious to know if any of you is gonna try it. So then I went in with some concealer, and then not concealer, mascara. I used the Hypnose Drama Mascara from Lancome, such a nice mascara. And I'm just gonna use this on the upper lashes and the lower lashes. I will go in with some false lashes just because I'm just not blessed with the most long lashes, unfortunately. So I will go in with these lashes from Queen Tarzi. I believe these are called Nora, if I'm not mistaken. A really nice lash style. Absolutely love these. And so I'm just going to apply them. I always like to apply them in the center, and then I will press the inner corner and the outer corner against my lash line to make sure it sticks. I feel like through the years I've become more easy with applying lashes. But yeah, this is the end result. I really hope you all like how it turned out. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. This is really helpful for my YouTube channel, so I really appreciate it if you do give it a thumbs up. And yeah, I just want to say thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye guys!
Even if you tried, you wouldn't understand it. Maybe something's missing inside of you. Just a bit of sugar to